Hello and welcome to Lauren's Travels. I am in Detroit and we are going to go check out the Henry Ford Museum. Let's go! As soon as we walk in, I see two Mold-A-Rama machines, so I might just have to. There's one of Henry Ford himself, which is kind of funny in my opinion. And then you have a little Ford model here. I wonder if they have more of these in here. I love these Mold-A-Ramas. So this is one of the entrances to the museum. We have already bought our tickets and everything online, so they just scan it when we enter. So I think if I get one, it has to be this one. There's a Wienermobile. That's so cute. Didn't know that was a Ford vehicle. So this place is huge. They did give us a map when we walked in. So we're gonna kind of skip the tractor area and just kind of walk around and see what's all here. There is plenty of spacing. So even though it is pretty busy here, at least the parking lot was, there's definitely a lot of social distancing going on. This is so cool. So this is like a exploded Model T. So it shows you all the different parts and what they all took to make this in the assembly lines. I found another one. This one is the Antique Car, which is actually right behind me. I have a feeling we're gonna see a lot of Model Ts today and a lot of the older cars, which I like to see. But we have some special vehicles here that I can't wait to show you. So they have other machines here, not just cars that were invented here, mostly in the 1840s. So you have the printing press. You also have the insulation braiding, which is for like cotton threads. The size of this thing, ridiculously huge. I feel like an ant, but the real winner is back here. And here it is, the Oscar Meyer Wienermobile. It is quite large in size, and they have the cute little windows here in the front that kind of remind me of the monorail, how the windows go all around, but what a beauty. So it says in 1936 they started to promote the hot dogs. So this is the only 1952 model in its original design. It looks like they had newer ones made in 1988, which is my birth year. And this is 22 feet long. But there are more iconic vehicles to show you, so let's go. Let's go. 20th century. This is cute. They made it up to look like an old theater. Let's see what's playing inside. So they kind of have like different artifacts throughout the century, all labeled in here. So for example, 1920 to 1939. Look how cute that hair remover is in this Life magazine. I always find the Disney stuff wherever I go. Got some old stuff from the 30s, 40s here. Look at that. That Mickey looks a little droopy. And they've got all these like old screen books, photo plays, movie books. This is so cute. Then we have this beautiful record player here, jukebox. This is obviously like the 50s era. And now we've made it to the 90s. They had to put Furbies in here. And this is an iconic vehicle we will be seeing later on, but they do have a Mold-A-Rama of it, of the Rosa Parks Bus. There's also a Mustang from the 60s and an Abraham Lincoln head. I don't know why. The size of everything in here is definitely understood why this building is so big. for this museum. I mean, look at how tall this is to the ceiling. And this is a stationary steam engine from about 1855, and I was reading through it and it says that the architecture is a little Gothic with those arches, but it really was just for style and not for much more else. The industrial side of the museum was pretty impressive. All of these machines are so large. It doesn't really compare on video as it is in person. They also have a whole section for presidential cars. So the first one that you would see would be Ronald Reagan's car. It's a 1972 Lincoln. But what is most impressive, and I wish I had shown a longer clip of it, is coming up next we have the Jfk Car. And this is the car that he was assassinated in. And I didn't want to believe it in person. Like, I didn't want to believe this is the car because it just has, you know, so much history tied to it. But I did find out that, yes, this is the exact car where his assassination took place. It's a 1961 Lincoln. And as you can see here, it is covered. They do not have the top down on this vehicle, but this is the same exact one. So a lot of history tied into the vehicles here at the Henry Ford Museum. They also have Dwight D. Eisenhower's bubble top 1950 Lincoln, and I really just liked the look of this car. I think it was pretty impressive, and I like the clear top. Would have been nice just to drive around in on a sunny day, and I do love these older cars. They just have a distinguished look. There's also a little section towards the back where it looked like an old Texaco. This is a big reason why I wanted to come to the Henry Ford Museum. You have this beautiful old McDonald's sign here with the 15 cents advertised for the burgers, and this beautiful Chevy here. This is a Chevalier Bel Air 1956 convertible. Just look how beautiful this is with this sign. Neon signs are one of my favorite things in life. There's also this adorable neon sign that is right next to the big McDonald's one, which I still cannot get over. I can't stop looking at it. It's so beautiful. And this vehicle here used to be a diner. I think we can even walk up and look in through the windows here. Look how beautiful that is. And it's just a big old streetcar. And this is the front of it. It looks so cool. You could even see the menu still in there. So many iconic vehicles here, all created here in the Motor City. And Detroit went from being one of the top places in the United States to, over time, going down in everything, as far as buildings getting abandoned, businesses plummeting. But Detroit is on the up and up, and it's coming back. A lot of people immigrated to Detroit throughout time, so there's a lot of different cultures here, like Polish population, Arab population. So the food is going to be amazing on this trip. I cannot wait to check out some of the places here. I found another beautiful neon sign, and this one is from the Holiday Inn. That font and this beautiful little windmill on top. Just what a gorgeous sign. And you guys know I'm a sucker for tail fins. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I have to check out these cars over here. Look at those beautiful lights. They look awesome in front of that Holiday Inn sign. This big yellow rocket one is pretty interesting. They have a big barrel strapped to the back. And we've even got a train here. 1929, the president. Everything in here is just massive. And every time I turn around, there's something new that's catching my attention. So I apologize if this vlog is a little over the place, because honestly, there's so much here. Got a beautiful 1956 Thunderbird here. I love those little, they remind me of like nautical windows, the circular ones. It's beautiful teal interior there. What a gorgeous car. Hello, Neon. It starts here and goes all the way down. I was really nervous when we came here because the parking lot was packed. Like literally, we found a place to park, but there was just so many people here, and it looked like there were school groups that were parking. It just looked like it was going to be busy, and I was a little nervous, but honestly, this place is so huge. You don't have to worry if it does look busy in the parking lot. Just come in here. There's so much space, like no one around you, and there's tons of areas to social distance, so don't worry about visiting in COVID times. It's amazing here. There's so much to see. They even have a spot here where you can drag race, and essentially it's like that. This is part of the drag racing area. They have all these cars that had competed in the Daytona 500 and several other races that they do. I'm not 100% sure on all of these, but I know this one looks really cool. This is awesome. Like definitely if you're into racing, this is going to be a spot where you'll want to go and check out all the racing car history. There's just so much to see. So it's saying that this car broke several records and because it's so long, minimized wind resistance, but look at this car. Like how can this race anything? I feel like it's a ridiculous shape. Someone has to squeeze themselves into there. And just look at how long this one is. It's insane. And that is like supposed to simulate the salt flats. This one looks pretty fun too. This is the Betty Belly Tank Lakester from 1951. There's even an area dedicated to flight, so let's go check out some of the airplanes in here. So I actually got to go to North Carolina and the Outer Banks to Kill Devil Hill, where the Wright brothers flew their plane. So this feels familiar to me, at least as far as the structure of these planes are. This is huge, just the size of the plane. Josephine Ford. Ford people did it all. And there is the Wright engine right there. A lot of memorabilia in here of Charles Lindbergh. I think he is there on that jewelry box. They've got signs and even like a woven, I don't even know what that is, like a table runner or something? Tapestry, that's what it says. And there it is, one of the planes of the Wright brothers, or at least a model of it. The area towards the back has several other older cars and also some railway cars. So unfortunately you can't climb them for any fun photos, but they're still pretty cool to see. This old yellow one here has like some painting on it. It looks very antique. This one here is from 1792 to 1802, and it's a chariot that some horses could be attached to it. And this is right next to some huge railway cars. And they have model train sets. I think a train got stuck. But how cool. The history that's here goes for centuries. So there is a civil rights area of the museum, and I am warning you that if you do come here, there are some things in this area that may be upsetting. So I am not showing those. Instead, I am showing the Rosa Parks Bus, which is here. It's an iconic part of this museum, and this is it. This is the bus that she iconically refused to go to the back of, and she really did help start the civil rights movement. I know that there was another instance before Rosa Parks with another woman of color refusing to give up her seat. So really, this is just an iconic part of the civil rights movement, and I thought it was important to show here.
These two are back in Alabama.
Wow.
It had bullet holes in it, so it was used as a target practice besides storing wooden tools in.
Fascinating.
So,
And you said, when did they restore it?
2001.
2001.
And they argued about this. Should we be buying the bus? Why?
History.
Our mission that goes back to Henry in the beginning, innovation, resourcefulness, and ingenuity of Americans. He wants us to be inspired by what other people succeeded doing or maybe tried doing. And when we talked about it in the past, you were talking about inventions and inventors. Who says that innovation has to be an object?
Yeah.
That's where the original contract said. Secret Service.
They also have this whole area of heating stoves, and they look so ornate. They don't look like anything that you would actually use. They kind of look like statues, some of them. Like, look at these ones at the end, how decorative they are. There's also a very impressive dollhouse here. At least I think it's a dollhouse. I am not sure. It's like a doll mansion, maybe? And it's very expansive. It goes on very far. And then there's also some smaller ones here. This one you can see through and see some of the furniture and the dolls. And you know it wouldn't be a museum without a gift shop, so let's go check out the gift shop inside the Henry Ford. So that diner that we walked past, the train car one, they do have it open during non-COVID times, but I did see that it was closed. So during normal times, I guess you can eat there, which is kind of cool. You can get Model T shirts. Model T shirt, get it? Or a little Model T snow globe. They also have a whole area back here filled with Detroit history and several books on the people who are featured here. Edison, Tesla. They even sell the little models of cars that you can buy and take home with you. So if you have someone in your family that likes these, it'd be a great gift to bring home. The grounds of the museum are beautiful too. I mean, I just want to explore this whole area. We didn't get the village tickets, but everything else is included with the museum. I don't even know where this goes, but look how beautiful this is. This light blue. They even have a statue of Henry Ford out here with a mask on. How appropriate. And then there it is. Looks like he was born 1863, died 1947. Right next to the museum is that village I mentioned earlier, where they have older houses that you can go and explore and walk around. We saw some of it as we were driving in. There's like an old mill. You do have to have separate admission for this though, so we didn't add it on, but maybe next visit that we come here. And that was my visit to the Henry Ford Museum. Please stick around. I have so much more Detroit videos to share with you. I really enjoyed going to see the Rosa Parks Bus and getting this souvenir. That was an amazing part of history. There's just so much to see and do. You definitely need a full day to do it all, I think, if you do the village included. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments, and I'll see you for my next video in Detroit. Bye.